Hi, this is now part 6 of how to play 7 years on piano, Lukas Graham. So, we should have got to here. Actually, I can't remember exactly what we did. So check the end of the last video, but you basically should be playing the chords. I think it's something like this. That's it. That was it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to try and learn exactly what she or he is playing on the recording, the Lukas Graham recording. So, first thing that happens to make it start getting it more exactly like what is being played. First thing, and you have to have watched parts 4 and 5 to know how to get to play this as I just played it. So if you haven't watched those 2 parts, you're going to probably get a bit stuck at this point. So I suggest you watch those 2 parts first. Now, here's what we do. All of these chords that she or he is playing, instead we were doing middle finger inversion, so G minor. Instead of doing the full middle finger inversion, what she does is removes the middle finger. So you just have the edges of the chord. Okay, which kind of makes sense actually, because you've got the root note in the left hand, so they're all there. Now I love this. This is really cool piano playing, in my opinion. This is something that I love doing on piano, and I'm glad that this piano player is doing it, because it gives you the opportunity to hear what it sounds like. So that is a chord, and it sounds to me, I think of it like a sandwich. You've got your bread and your filling, and it's a thick kind of sponge of sound. That's a bad analogy to use, but it's a thick wall of sound, let's just say. Really nice and rich. Okay. Now this I love, because what happens by moving that middle note, to my ear, they cut more, and you get this nice cutting sound. It really brings out the 2 notes themselves, and that's what she or he is doing here. Can you hear that? Instead of, which is a very thick, mushy sound, which is nice. It just cuts more. I love it. And that's something I do a lot when I'm playing. Is I miss one of the notes of the chord out and just bring the other 2 out. To really, it sounds really nice if you kind of play them slightly separated as well, like that. It really cuts, much more so than that. I love it. So that's what he's doing. She or he is doing for all of the chords. Let's try that. So we're going to play exactly the same again, but you just lose the middle finger. Okay? So it's going to be 1, 2. I'm not going to go through all the counting and everything, because you should have done that in the previous part. So, okay, so that's what you're going to be doing. And then, yeah. And then, whoops. So here you see it's just that. Basically, yeah, how am I going to explain this? I'm not going to go through all this, because you should have done all this with the chords in the previous one. So, and then, so you're going from there to there, okay? So you've got your D and B flat, and then for these chords you're going F and C, and then F and D, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now you've got your E flat that we've been doing. So you come down here, instead of playing the full chord now, you're just going to play these 2. So you're missing out the E flat. The E flat's in the left hand. So you've got that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? So it's B flat and G there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, up to here, 4. So instead of playing an F, you're taking the F out, and it's just C and A. So it's B flat and G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, C and A. Like the shop. Alright? Let me just play that through for you so it goes. 1. There you go. It's starting to sound more like the song. I'll let you work that through in your own time. You just have to practice playing it without the middle finger now. It might be a bit complicated at first, but if you memorise what all the notes are, you should be fine. But you should find your hands fall really nicely onto the chords now that you've spent all that time getting the full chords. It should be easier now to do this. Maybe just do one hand first. Most of the time the hands are almost exactly the same distance. The only those 2, because that was a different inversion, that happens. the rest of the time the hand is almost the same distance. See? Gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Obviously there's a bit of an extra stretch there because you've got the B flat, but yeah. Okay? I hope I've done enough to explain that. But yeah, practice that hand on its own. Yeah. Let's do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to there. Okay? Brilliant. Now you're getting sound very much like the lady or man that plays it on the track. Right, now I'm going to show you exactly what she or he is playing. So, here we go. This gets complicated now. A little bit complicated. So it goes. So you've got little finger and thumb here, and then thumb and little finger here on B1. So it goes 1, 2, 3. Now this is exactly what you've learned to play already. The second time round, so this goes through twice. I'm going to do the first 2 times through, the verse basically. So the whole sequence plays through twice. The second time round, she or he goes 1, 2, 3, exactly as you've learned. So nothing different. 1, 2, 3, okay? Which makes a lot of sense. The second time's so much easier than the first time. I don't know, I feel like maybe I should do the second time. No, let's do the second time through first. So the second time through is a lot simpler, and I think you should do that first because it's easier. So the second time through goes 1, 2, 3, 4. It's exactly what we just practiced, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, pretty much. So the second time through pretty much does that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's pretty much what happens on the second time through. The first time through is a bit more complicated. Quite simply, if I bring this up here. Now, you don't have to. I don't suggest you necessarily do exactly what she or he is doing. The reason I try and work these out absolutely exactly as they're doing it, is because I like to learn from other players. I like to see what they do, and then if I like the ideas, I can try and incorporate that into my own playing. So I've always, and that's how I think on electric, on pop piano and on pop guitar, I'm almost entirely self-taught, and the way I taught myself is I always worked out the songs note for note from the recording, and then I always considered the pop artists or the people who are playing on the recordings to be my teacher. So I learn exactly what they're doing, and then I try and look at what they're doing and try and incorporate what I've learned into my own playing. So in a sense, this guy or girl at this point is my teacher. I worked out exactly what she's doing, and now I'm doing it, and then maybe that can improve my playing. You don't have to do it exactly, but it's very interesting, I think, to see what they're doing, because it can help inform us and help us think about what we do when we play chords and things. So I'm just going to show you exactly what she's doing. I think the way that I just showed you is probably easier. You could just stick with that. But for the purposes of interest, let's see exactly what she's doing. So she's going 1, 2, 3. Now, in this instance, instead of going 1, 2, 3, she actually just puts the thumb in the second time instead of both of them, and just putting the thumb in, which says 1, 2, 3. Now this kind of makes sense, I think, at the beginning of the verse, because you don't want it to be too busy, because it's suddenly gone nice and quiet, and he's beginning to tell you a story. So 1, 2, 3. It's just a thumb at this point. Second time around it's 1, 2, 3, but the first time around it's 1, 2, 3. It's nice and understated. So 1, 2, 3, as we expected. Now this bit is complicated, and I probably suggest you don't bother trying to do it, but you can do if you want. So what she does here is goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. instead of in the left hand playing the bass, the two bass notes, bizarrely she actually goes here. Now this, if you think of the chord as B flat, D, F, and then we're putting the octave in as B flat. On the left hand you don't usually play the middle note of a chord, so there's no bit D. You've just got the roots and the fifth. That's kind of more standard on the left hand. So what she's doing here is, instead of going, I really should find out if there's a keyboard player in the band, shouldn't I? And if it's a he or a she. I think I'm going to say she, because everyone always says he, and I think it's a bit sexist, so I'm going to say she. So what she's doing here is just playing these two. So instead of playing the little finger and thumb, she's playing the fifth there. So what we get is this: 1, 2, 3. So 1, thumb, thumb, and then these two. See that instead of that? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And we're going here. It took me ages to get this right, because it's not something I'm used to doing, to be quite honest. Okay, you could potentially do it with a thumb. You'll see in a moment you need that thumb over here. So anyway, so do this with me. 3, if you're going to learn it, do it with me. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's here. Little finger, index, and then you've got these two notes here. So let's do that again. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? Then in comes this other B flat with the thumb here. Okay? So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Get it? So you are now doing this as normal. You know how when we did it, we went thumb, thumb. This kind of makes more sense in a way, that she's going there and then thumb, so she's not repeating the same note twice, which is quite clever. A little bit complicated though. 2, 3, there you go. You see? And then comes in the thumb, and then that. Alright? Let's try that again. So 3, 4, thumb, thumb, fifth, thumb, like that. Alright? And again 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? I wouldn't personally worry too much about playing that. I would just play it the easier way, which is play it the second time around. But if you want to do it exactly, that's what she's doing. So, last thing to say is this. Now, we would usually expect it to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, toddling on the thumb, wouldn't we? Remember that from earlier? We do the thumb, we go chord, thumb, chord, thumb, chord, thumb. Just to be make things more interesting, instead of doing a thumb here, she does a lead-in note to the next chord, which is going to be the E flat in a moment. Okay, and she leads in with this D, which, what chord are we on? B flat. Oh, it's part of the B flat chord. So it's a. So she does that. Do you see? So there's an index finger I've put in there. So it's like that. Okay. So complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I'm imagining. It's very complicated. I mean, I would stick to something a bit close to what we did in the last section, maybe that we did at the beginning of this session with the middle note of the chords missing, because this is getting complicated. This took me a little while to learn because it's just not standard, all these little extra bits. Okay, but if you want to do it, let's try it together. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, one more time. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 1. Sorry. 3, 4. So 1, thumb, thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then E flat. Okay, we're putting our index finger on the E flat. 1. Okay, and that's each up there. I'll play that to you quickly. 1. All right. I'll be impressed if many of you manage to pull that off. It's just a tad complicated. But yeah, if you pull it off, good for you. Good for you. Now, we're going to go to the E flat. Here's an interesting little thing, and slightly complicated. Usually we play like this, and we have done in the song up to now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Now this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is a complicated thing. In between each of these beats, this is going to be really hard to explain. So usually you would go, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. How am I going to explain this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. How am I going to explain this? Okay, this goes. This is the chord. It goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 2. Now, here's what I'm trying to explain here. Usually, there's in between each beat, there's a swung feel, which is going to be hard to explain if you haven't done it before. It sounds like this. You go 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2. So let's do it on the E flat. Here, so we're going to be doing E flat. So it goes 1, 2, and 3, 4. So I'm putting that in there with the index finger. Okay, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Ignore the chords at the top here. So it goes 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. So you see, it just comes in on the and. 1, 2, and 3. Well, yeah, 1, 2, and 3, like that. Now, what's complicated about this is it would usually be 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, which would be directly in between the 2 and 3. But as you can see, hopefully, it's not directly in the middle. It's closer to the 3 than that. Now, the best way of explaining this is you count 1, E, and the best way I would count it like this: 1 and 2. So it's a triplet feel. I'm not going to try and explain this too thoroughly, but it's a triplet feel. So you count, instead of counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which you'd usually count, instead of being just an and in between, so you've got 2 beats in between each number, which gives you triplets. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 beats on each number. So I'm going to count this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now we don't play on the and, we just play on the which gives you this feel. So we're going to go back to these chords. We're going to go with the thumb on the B flat and the little finger on the G for this E flat chord, with the E flat and the index finger on the bass. It's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and try that with me. So I'm going to put them all down on the 1, but the important thing to understand is that the extra one comes in on the and it's the complicated thing about it is you usually when we play it's right in the middle, but it's slightly later. Try this with me. You're gonna go 1 and 2 and 3. So see, this index finger each time is coming in on the and then don't worry about that. So we're gonna go. I haven't explained this well. Right. So 1 and 2. Try it with me. So it's gonna 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to try it faster because the best way of doing this is hearing what it sounds like. So a bit faster now. 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you see what I mean? So there's nothing on the and, it's just on the Let's do it. I'm going to do it faster now. Try it with me. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the speed of the actual song is 1 and 2 and 3. That's the speed. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, try it with me. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so these extra ones that are going to come in now for these last 2 bars are on the just before the 2, okay? Now here's how this goes. So you've just gone to the E flat, oops, like that. You're going to go 1 and I'm trying to remember it now, so it goes. That's it, yeah, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and now this is where we come in for this last bit. So this is simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can't get that wrong. Now we're going to play this last section, E flat to F, and this goes So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So now we're playing exactly what you're reading here. 1, 2, and 3. So this is going to go 1. So it's 1, 2, and 3. Do you get it? 1 and 2. 1. I'm going to say 1. From now on, I can't bother to count all these. It goes 1 and 2 and 3. But you can hear how the and is closer to the 2 than the 1. It's not 1 and 2 and 3. It's 1 and 2 and 3. So you hear, I'm actually counting that one now. I'm not going to count that at all. 1 and 2 and 3. I hope that makes sense. As opposed to 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2 and 3. Alright? So this goes 1. So here it goes 1, 1 and 2 and 3. Whoops. 1, 1 and 2 and 3. That's been a very convoluted explanation, but hopefully the people who really want to do this, hopefully you'll follow this. So if not, just do the simpler stuff that we did earlier, okay? So this goes 4 and 1 and 1 and 2, 1, 2 and 3. So it's 1, 4 and 1, 2 and 3. That's it. So it's 4 and 1, 2 and 3. So you're just going index thumb on there, E flat and F, okay? So it's 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Did you get it? 4 and 1, 2 and 3. And that's that, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3. Takes you there, yeah? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, then here, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, then here, 1, 2 and 3. Get it? 1, 2, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3. Alright? Now you're nearly there. This then goes 4, someone here, it goes 4, 4 and 4 and at the end. 4 and, like that, 4 and then we're back to the beginning. Gosh, finally got there. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. And then you land on the G again. B1. So it goes. Let's go from here. So ready? 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. 4 and so this is 4 and 1, and then you land back on the original chord. Let's do this again. So it's 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Did you get it? Hopefully. I'm going to go from here. 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. I'm imagining not many of you are going to do this bit. This is a bit complicated. Going from the beginning of the E flat, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. I'm going to do a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Let me check all that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3. I feel like I've missed a bit. 1, 2 and 3. I have missed a tiny thing. It goes 1, 2 and 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, it leads in to this one with one of these as well. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. There, you see that? And 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Very complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Let's do that again once more. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. And the only thing I can say is you're just going to have to play that, rewind it, go over and over and over it if you want to learn that. And just keep doing it slowly, 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 count with all the counting. Once you start getting it, gradually speed it up, and it's going to sound like this. I'll do it with full speed now. Okay. Alright. Alright. So altogether that's 1. complicated. Second time through is very similar. Then it's a bit easier. 1, so it goes 1, 2, 3, as we expect it to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Much easier. And you've got the double bass on here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Exactly what we expect. The complicated thing now is instead of going, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and so again, just like before, she likes to do something, instead of doing a thumb here, she likes to do something different. And on this fourth beat this time, she's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Hold on. Yeah, it's 1 beat 2, so it's afterwards. But she goes here, so it's 1, let's get rid of that, it's going to confuse you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So it goes on the B flat chord. It goes 1, 2, 3 like that. 1 thumb up here, 2, 3, which is all from the B flat chord. You see? 1, 2, 3. On the fourth beat, this is played again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's very quiet. You can barely hear it. I think in the studio, sometimes compression can make quiet notes not be picked out on the recording, so it might be that the compression is hidden that one. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what's played for this one. Second time round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright? So it goes, do this with me if you want to try it. It goes 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's sorry, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Then you go back down to E flat. Do that one more time with me. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Again, you're just going to have to go rewind it, go over and over and over it till you get it. Okay, this is the second time round now, slightly different to the first time round. And then the second time round, I'm starting to it's all becoming a bit of a blur to me, so I'm just going to look at my sheet which I've written all the notes down on. So the second time around then it goes, second time around it goes, now this time it goes, get that other sheet up. This time it goes, so back to here, we're on the E flat, so it goes 1, it goes straight away, so it's 1, 2 and 3, okay, on the and there, so it's 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, this is interesting, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2. Now the bass guitar then goes like that, so I thought I'd add that in, so in this case it goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3, 4, then it goes 1, 2 and 3, do you see? So I'm going 1, 2 and 3 on the third beat, on the F actually, coming in there, like that. You don't have to do that, I just thought it was nice because that's what the bass guitar's doing. 1, 2 and 3, whoops, 1, 2 and 3, okay? So it's 1, 2 and 3, and then it's the same as last time, like that, exactly the same as the previous time around. So this is going from the E flat, it's 1, 2 and 3, 4, and then 1, 2 and 3, whoops, and 3. Yeah, this from here it's going